Here's what you need to know this evening. City Hall plans hefty fines to punish litterbugs. Amerindian Affairs Minister doesn't believe Keith Scott should be fired for negative remarks about Amerindians. Now that the smoke has cleared, we look at international support for the recently passed tobacco bill. Region 2 residents to receive 40 turnkey homes from the government. In the region, all eyes on Hurricane Irma. And internationally, South Korea responds to North Korea's latest missile test.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. We begin this evening with news that the Georgetown Mayor and City Council has returned with a new plan to tackle litterbugs. Previous initiatives have not worked, but city officials are confident that their new plans to impose higher fines and the use of cameras will yield results. Here's more. Despite City Council's best efforts to keep Georgetown clean, garbage continues to fill the city's streets and canals.
The problem we have is very high level of indiscipline and a culture of littering by our citizens, particularly in the central business district. Areas freshly cleaned, if you go back right now, you will see those areas are littered all over again. People are littering with the abandon.
Fed up with what Town Clerk Royston King describes as a culture of littering, City Hall has decided to propose stiff penalties to keep Georgetown clean.
The ticketing system will allow people who are caught littering, litterbugs who are caught littering, to pay a fine to the council directly and almost immediately. So you don't have to go through the court system. So you get a chance to pay the council. This will do a number of things, including allow council the resources to manage the city's waste, and at the same time work as a deterrent to those people who are bent on hurting the environment, the natural environment of the city.
The town clerk proposes a fine of $25,000 for those caught littering. The fine is not to exceed $100,000. Those refusing to pay the fine upon summary conviction could be subject to imprisonment for 24 to 120 hours. If the bylaws are approved by City Council and the Ministry of Communities, the laws could be put on the books as early as next month. While some may perceive the punishments to be harsh, Town Clerk King feels it is necessary to break the city's addiction to littering.
Unless we have stiffer fines, sanctions, and implement the ticketing system, even what we are doing will become unsustainable, because we cannot continue like this.
To enforce the bylaws, the city constabulary's anti-litter patrols will soon be armed with cameras. Additionally, the council is considering an age-old tactic to modifying behavior: embarrassment.
And we want to put in place a program that is called Name and Shame, that is going to be in the media as well, so that people must know that they do not have a right to hurt the environment. They have a responsibility to respect the environment and to care for it.
The proposed bylaws will go beyond merely punishing litterbugs. All businesses and homeowners in Georgetown will be required to possess a proper garbage receptacle. From vendors running a simple stall to the largest of department stores, each will be required to make trash bins available for customer and employee use. King did not hesitate to divulge just how difficult a venture solid waste management is for the city. Many of the nation's indigenous people are up in arms with the statement by Junior Minister Keith Scott when he suggested that the Amerindians are unreasonable to want to have their land ownership increased. He has since doubled down on his remarks and refused to apologize. Several of the Amerindians and their Tushao leaders are calling for the minister's resignation. Last night, Wendell Jeffrey caught up with the Indigenous People Affairs Minister and spoke with him on the matter.
Most of these things could be handled if you have the willpower to address it one-to-one. I've seen so many things said by other people that it is not something strange.
That was Vice President and Minister of Indigenous Affairs, Mr. Sidney Alicock. He was responding to the rift that has arisen between the local Tushaus and his colleague, Minister Keith Scott. Last month, during the National Tushaus Council's conference, Deputy Grand Chief of Guyana's Indigenous Peoples and Representative Chief of the Pakuri region called for the resignation of Minister Keith Scott over what he termed racist comments. Minister Scott, during a speech in Parliament, had accused the indigenous people of being greedy for wanting to have their lands increased from 13.8 to 24% of Guyana's landmass.
But I think on the other hand, maybe he could have said, well, let us discuss it rather than taking the angle that he took to defend it right there. I think he could have gone to discuss the matter.
The Minister of Indigenous Affairs says that he has not been really following the dispute.
I haven't really read exactly what was said. I'm still to read it.
The Amerindian representative at the executive level said that he thinks the matter is a small issue, even though some might think it is disrespectful to the indigenous people.
I think we spend too much time on small matters. People might say that this is not a small matter. This is something that is disrespectful to the indigenous people.
The ministers then outlined a course for the resolution of the matter.
But I think you have to have what needs to happen. You have the right to put out your own side of the story, document them, have evidence, and let's start working like what we're doing here with the Darwin Initiative. We have to put policies in place. We have to work towards getting facts, and I think as long as we work with partners, we could get there. I don't think it warrants a resignation. It warrants a discussion. That's why we have a voice, and that's why we have representatives. That's why we have legal minds. Get down there and let them sort it out.
Unlike the minister, the Tushaus have said that they will not rest until Minister Keith Scott resigns or until President Granger fires him. For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Coming up on Headline News after the break. Region 2 residents to receive 40 turnkey homes from the government. And international group looks at the recently enacted tobacco bill.
John Lewis Styles proudly introduces Everest Bags, a complete and affordable line especially suited for back to school. Lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, pulley backpacks from $10,995. Also available are messenger bags, computer bags, waist pouches, duffel bags, gym bags, and even camping bags, all for the same price or less than buying online. And it's already here on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. More turnkey homes are being planned by the government in an effort to address the growing housing needs of the country. Region 2 will soon benefit from the government initiative. Here's more. During a recent media tour of the model community at Perseverance, Minister within the Ministry of Communities, Ms. Valerie Adams-Yearwood, declared that the housing drive would expand into several other regions. Region 2 included. Over the weekend, Minister Adams-Yearwood visited the Essequibo coast to distribute 40 two-bedroom homes to residents of the region.
And I repeat what I said on television, that's a deal. Because if we're to put in the cost of the roads, the cost of the drains, the cost of electricity and water, it's going to go way above that.
The Central Housing and Planning Authority is offering 20 flat houses and 20 elevated homes. Flat houses are being offered at $6.1 million, land included, and elevated homes for $7.1 million.
So all you're paying us is a meager $100,000 for the land, right? And all the rest of money that go into doing the roads, drains and all that, SEPT or the government through SEPT is taking that cost.
During her visit, at least 4 people applied on the spot for the homes. The government is subsidizing the construction of the homes by as much as $900,000 each. The Ministry of Communities has already identified the tract of land in Onderneming. Construction of the concrete homes is expected to commence soon, as the ministry hopes to house hundreds of citizens nationwide before Christmas. Like it or not, the tobacco bill, restricting the sale and usage of tobacco in public spaces, is now the law of the land. Although there was opposition to the bill, when the smoke cleared, the bill remained untouched, and now violators of the law will receive very stiff penalties for doing so. President Granger has quietly signed off on the very controversial bill that was piloted through Parliament by his Minister of Public Health, Ms. Valda Lawrence. Wendell Jeffrey had a one-on-one with the PAHO WHO local representative, Dr. Ado Crow, a staunch proponent of the bill, and filed this report.
It is the only legal substance that if you use it as the manufacturers dictate, it will kill you. And even if you don't use it how the manufacturers suggest you should, half of its users will die from its use. These are all facts that the Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization use to push the Ministry of Health to adopt and pass the tobacco bill. President Granger has since assented to the bill, which means it is now the law of the land.
The US, Australia, Belgium, even in the Caribbean, Barbados passed, Jamaica, Trinidad, Suriname.
That was PAHO WHO Senior Representative Dr. Ado Crow. He is probably the lead supporter and loudest proponent of the tobacco bill. He was there listing a few of the countries that have long signed into law the tobacco bill. Dr. William Addo-Crowe said that he understands the opposition to the bill and the associated perceived negativities. However, he believes that Guyana will experience what all those other countries have experienced.
Which clearly shows that the countries that passed the bill 2 years after that showed that the satisfaction rate had increased by 15% in all countries.
What satisfaction?
Satisfaction with the bill, so that even persons who may be sitting on the fence, once the bill is passed and they start seeing the effect, become more and more satisfied.
The health diplomat said that the bill does not ban smoking, it just limits where persons can smoke and how and to whom they can sell tobacco products.
Because it does not ban smoking. All that it does is, it says, if you want to smoke at a place that will not impinge on someone's rights. So I think it's just basic human rights.
Dr. Addo-Crowe, who has served in several senior advisory capacities around the world, was asked to account for the financial fallout related to the passage of the bill given the Guyana context. This is how he deals with the question.
But we have to ask ourselves, if tobacco was a new drug, it wouldn't be sanctioned today. Because any drug that kills 50% of its users in 20 years will not be allowed to pass anywhere. But because we've grown with tobacco, it's allowed. Does it mean that we have to, things that we do with tobacco can continue? The answer is no.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. The Pan American and World Health Organizations are trying to get ahead of the curve by providing support to help Guyana reduce the transmission of the human papillomavirus, which is transmitted through intimate skin-to-skin contact. Wendell Jeffrey tells us how the plan will work.
The Pan American Health and World Health Organizations have combined efforts to roll out an aggressive HPV vaccine program. The HPV is the human papillomavirus, which is a group of more than 150 related viruses. Papilloma is the name given to the warts that are commonly associated with the virus. Both men and women can get cancers of the mouth or throat and/or anus or rectum caused by the HPV infections. Men can also get penile HPV cancer. In women, the virus can cause cervical, vaginal, and vulvar cancers. The intent of the PAHO WHO is to personalize the discussions on the matter. Here is Dr. Ernissa Hamilton.
We want it to be a personal thing where they can speak to their healthcare provider that most of them know. And ask questions. We have prepared all of our materials so that our staff can be adequately equipped to answer questions.
There are vaccines that can prevent the infection with the type of HPV that most commonly cause cancer. And there will be a local drive in all administrative regions of Guyana to sensitize the population.
We would have covered Region 9, Region 7. We are going to Region 2 this week. In the weekend, next week is Region 10 and Region 5 and Region 6. But we're hoping that by the second week in September, all of our healthcare professionals will be trained to do work within their communities. So by week of October 16, all of the parents within that age group, the teachers should have an idea of what it is about.
Researchers found that if girls, who are the largest victims of HPV, are vaccinated, they can have lifetime protection against the virus. Through hospitals and health clinics, the vaccines will be administered free of cost.
The cost of the vaccine is free even in the private sector. Already a process because all of the private sector vaccine that they have is obtained through the Ministry of Health. It's free. Everything about the vaccine is free.
All sexually active persons are asked to be mindful of the fact that there are no immediate signs that one has contracted the HPV.
You're not going to see something, and the HPV effect, the cervical cancer effect, takes years. It's the same amount of years. It will be a bigger picture in which the Ministry of Health will obviously have to share the statistics with you to show you where the decline has started and what we are a couple of years from now. We project that at least within 15 years we should be able to do a study. If we started from 9 and 15 will give us about 24. So in the next 15 years our girls will be about 24, and we can start looking at the patterns from them. But we can start a little bit earlier looking at HPV infection. But as it relates to cervical cancer, it will take about 15 years for us to start doing a study that will show you the actual decline in the results compared to what we have now.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Still ahead, Hurricane Irma is preparing to impact several Caribbean islands. Stay with us. Ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride taxi service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
John Lewis Styles proudly introduces Everest Bags, a complete and affordable line especially suited for back to school. Lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, pulley backpacks from $10,995. Also available are messenger bags, computer bags, waist pouches, duffel bags, gym bags, and even camping bags, all for the same price or less than buying online. And it's already here on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
In news from the region now, Hurricane Irma has strengthened into a Category 5 storm and could threaten parts of the Caribbean. If you have friends or relatives in the Caribbean, they will be facing the strongest storm since Hurricane Matthew in 1991. Here is more from CBS.
As Floridians prepare for the storm, many areas in the Caribbean are getting ready for a direct hit. Here's a look at Irma from space. Emergency officials say the storm could bring up to 10 inches of rain and 23-foot waves.
Here with more on the storm's path is Dr. Michael Brennan at the National Hurricane Center in Miami. Doctor, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, good morning.
Where is Irma heading right now?
Well, right now Irma is about 270 miles east of the island of Antigua in the Caribbean. It's a powerful Category 5 hurricane. We've seen the winds are up now to 175 miles per hour. So during the next day or two, we're expecting the core of Irma to move over near some of the northern Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, and near or just north of Puerto Rico. And that's going to bring some catastrophic impacts there in terms of Category 5 winds in the core of the storm, 7 to 11 feet of life-threatening storm surge on those islands, and rainfall amounts of up to 12 inches, especially in mountainous areas.
So it's likely to be continue to be a Category 5 as it heads past Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Could it get even stronger?
Well, we're likely to see some fluctuations in intensity. The intensity of these powerful storms, major hurricanes, can go up, down 10, 15 miles per hour as they go through these eye wall replacement cycles. But overall, we unfortunately expect the environment to be very favorable for Irma to remain a powerful Category 5 hurricane for the next couple of days, and then a Category 4 hurricane as it moves north of the Greater Antilles and ends up somewhere in the vicinity of the Florida Straits, South Florida, or Cuba by Saturday or Sunday.
And so what should Floridians be doing right now if these forecasts are accurate?
Well, the biggest thing for folks in Florida is to know what your hurricane plan would be. Do you know if you live in an evacuation zone? Know what you would do if you were told to evacuate by local officials? Know where you would go? Know if you need to help any of your friends and relatives or who might need special assistance getting ready for the storm. Have all your supplies ready. We're coming into the peak of hurricane season, and unfortunately Irma is a great reminder of that. But at this point, it's too early to determine exactly what sort of impacts we'll see in any one location in Florida, although the chances are increasing that we'll see some direct impacts of Irma as we get into the weekend.
Is there anything that could knock it off of that course?
Well, the models are in pretty good agreement on this general west-northwestward track. There's more uncertainty out here later in the forecast period as Irma is going to possibly turn, and we could see a northward turn west of Florida, over the Florida Peninsula, or a little to the east. The timing and details of that turn will make a huge difference in who sees the biggest impacts from Irma as we get into early next week, but it's just too soon to figure out the details of the track out that far in time. The one thing that could result in a little weaker storm is if Irma moves a little south of our forecast track and moves over Cuba. It could weaken a little bit, but right now we're keeping the storm offshore and expecting Irma to be a powerful Category 4 hurricane into the weekend.
And Doctor, before I let you go real quick, last October I covered the devastating aftermath of Hurricane Matthew in Haiti. We talk a lot about the effects in the United States, but I'm wondering for a country like Haiti, some of the poor countries in the region, what's the risk for them as this hurricane moves through their airspace?
Well, there's no watches or warnings out for Haiti yet, but there is a hurricane watch out for the northern coast of the Dominican Republic all the way to the Haiti border. But one of the biggest threats in Haiti is rainfall. There's tremendous erosion, and you can see tremendous flooding and tremendous impacts in that country because of the state of the infrastructure there. So any major hurricane or even a weaker storm in that vicinity is one that causes special concern for those folks.
On the international scene, South Korea's military also checked its combat positions off the Korean coast after the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations told the Security Council that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is, quote, begging for war. More from ABC.
President Trump spoke with Florida's Governor Rick Scott last night, offering help to prepare for the storm. And this comes as tensions escalate over North Korea's nuclear program after that powerful hydrogen bomb test explosion. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley said North Korea is begging for war. Our chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran is on the scene in Seoul. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. The war of words is escalating, that's for sure. A North Korean foreign ministry official now saying that massive nuclear test was a, quote, gift package addressed to the U.S. and that there would be more of those gift packages unless the U.S. stops what he called its reckless provocations. This morning, South Korean warships carrying out live fire exercises and checking their combat positions off the Korean coast. Just hours after U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley deliberately escalated the rhetoric at the United Nations, issuing a blunt, belligerent warning to North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un.
His abusive use of missiles and his nuclear threats show that he is begging for war.
President Trump emphasizing all options to address the North Korean threat are on the table in a call to German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who's pleading for more diplomacy. And another military move, the president greenlighting South Korea's request for more powerful warheads on its missiles. All this to keep North Korea and the world guessing about a possible U.S. military strike.
Mr. President,
But world leaders are demanding the U.S. tone down the rhetoric. Russian President Vladimir Putin saying today, in North Korea, they will eat grass, but still not give up this nuclear program if they don't feel themselves to be secure. We need to bring all the interested sides to a dialogue. But that nuclear test may have changed the equation. A U.S. intelligence official now confirming to ABC News the huge blast was a test of an advanced nuclear device. North Korea saying it was a hydrogen bomb, and that threat may cross America's red line. For South Koreans, the shadow of war is deepening by the day. At a market we visited in Seoul, a young family tells us it's all getting too real. Are you scared at all?
진짜 정말로 전쟁이 난다고 하면은
I'm afraid that if there really is a war, he says, then I would have to leave my wife and children behind and go and fight. So the fear is real, but one thing you don't see here in Seoul is any kind of real civil defense preparations. No one knows their muster points. No one's got an exit plan. No one's really stocking food or water. It's almost as if for the people here, war is unthinkable, but it's not impossible. Robin?
And now for the weather report. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and ch2headlinenews.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.